Hey guys, welcome back to Art of Coding. My name is Gagan Vaid and today we will cover one more module in our Symfony 5 playlist. In this video we will learn about Symfony 5 event listeners and the type of event listeners which are inbuilt in our Symfony 5. First of all, we will start our project. So my server is started. I will go to this URL. So here you can see that I am inside my project. Then I will go to a URL named login or register. I am inside the login screen of my project which we have built in our previous videos. If you didn't check the previous videos, you can get the link from I button. So we will again follow the official documentation of Symfony and I will share the link inside the description box. So here you can see that here is an example to create an event listener. So this is the exception listener. For example, if an exception error is coming in our Symfony 5 application, then we can handle that exception here. So first we need to create a folder named event listener inside our source. I am inside my Symfony app. Next I will go inside source folder and here I will create a new folder named event listener. So we have created the folder and inside this folder we will create this file exceptionlistener.php. So we successfully created the exceptionlistener.php file. Now we will open that file inside our editor. First of all, I will start my PHP. Next I will copy all these lines of code from the documentation. So I have copied and pasted the code. Next we need to add some changes in our service.yml file. Here inside the config folder we have our services.yml file. In this file we will register our exception listener. Just copy this code and paste inside our services file. I will remove this repeated part. Here you can see that our path is correct: app, event listener and exception listener. So this is the way to register an event listener inside services.yml file in Symfony 5. Kernel.exception, and here our function will be on kernel except. So if we will refresh our page, if there will be any exception error, then this response will be printed. So if I will refresh my login page and the page is refreshed, and you can see that we did not get any error. But if I will go to my home page, then I will definitely get an exception error because we did not created an URL for that yet. You can see that we are getting an error that the URL is not found or the route is not found, sorry. If I will pass return true here just to check. Now if I will again refresh, then you can see that I am not getting any error here. So every time an exception error comes in our project or application, then this event listener will work. Next is we already have number of predefined event listeners in our Symfony 5 application. You can get this list of events from this URL. I will also share this URL in description box. So we will start with our first kernel.request listener. As mentioned here, this event is dispatched very early in Symfony, before even the controller is determined. So most of the cases this listener is used to add some useful information inside our request object, or where we need to return the response early to stop the handler request. Next we will implement this kernel.request event inside our Symfony application to show you how you can implement any listeners defined in this list. So for that, first I will go inside my services.yml file. I will just copy, paste this code. I will change this to request listener. Also here I will change the exception to request. Next, I am again inside my event listener. I will create a new file here named request_listener.php. I have just copied the exception listener file, but now I will add some changes in this file. First of all, we need to change it to request. Here I will change it to request as well. I will remove all this code for now. You can add any custom code here. Next, we need to change the exception event to request event. As mentioned here, you can get the request event from this path. Next, I will copy this request event and event. This line is not needed inside our request listener, so I will delete this. Now if I will print anything here, then you can see that the change will reflect on our browser. And now if I go to our login screen, here I have made one mistake. There was a spelling mistake. Now if I will again refresh my page, then we will check if the error is resolved or not. So our error is fixed, and you can see that once the page is refreshed, Symfony first goes to our request listener before going to anywhere else. So if I will change this dump and die to echo, then you will see this request listener on the top of our login form. I again refreshed, so you can see that the request listener is added on the top. So you can see that from here you can add any useful info or any required info inside the Symfony request object, or you can cancel the request before handling it as well. And all these listeners can be implemented in the same way. We have implemented a exception listener and a request listener. You can also implement these listeners in the same way. One more important thing is that these listeners are worked priority wise as mentioned here. For example, if we have implemented all the listeners, then first the request listener will work, then controller argument, and in the same way priority wise all the listeners will work. So if we talk about the controller listener, this listener will work once the controller is decided, like which controller will be used. Next is controller argument, and this listener will work just before a controller is called, so we can pass any arguments with the controller. So next is kernel.view listener. This listener will dispatched after the controller has been executed, but only if the controller does not return a Symfony response object. Next is kernel response listener. This event is dispatched after the controller or any kernel.view listener returns a response object. So once the response object is returned by our controller or any function, then this listener will work. Next is finish request. This event is dispatched after the kernel.response event is worked. So for example, we need to reset anything just after our request is finished, then we can use this. Next is kernel.terminate. This event is dispatched after the response has been sent. It is useful to perform slow or complex tasks that don't need to be completed to send the response. For example, sending emails. For example, we can use the queue for sending emails, and that is a slow and complex task. The kernel.exception we have already covered. So these were the main event listeners which are predefined in Symfony 5. Next thing is, as you can see that we have a command to check the registered listeners, and we will get the list of the listeners which are defined at the end. For example, when we will run this command, then we will get a list of our defined request listeners, and if I will run this command, then I will get the defined controller listeners. So let's check our registered request listeners. Here you can see that you will get a list of registered request listeners. These all are coming from vendor folder, but this one is that we have just added inside our Symfony app. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you will like the video. If the video is helpful, then please share it and subscribe to my channel as well. Also like the video and press the bell icon as well to get the notifications of my upcoming videos. Thank you.